Welcome to the Gin Weekly Update for Friday, December 11th, 2015. I'm Joel Yeast. As the warm tropical sun begins its late afternoon descent behind you, you dig your toes into the sand. Breathe in that intoxicating ocean air. Order another blue or red or pink drink, possibly one with an umbrella in it. And think to yourself, I should really be getting ready for that general session right now. This March 4th through the 6th, join us in Cancun, Mexico for our 2016 Leadership Retreat. Make a late winter vacation out of it. This Gin major event features dynamic speakers, quality time with your Gin friends and family, Level 6 training, a Level 5 test, induction ceremonies for each of those levels, plus excursions, explorations, the energetic vortex of the area, and so much more. Register right now. Early bird pricing is now available for a limited time. Do it now. 2016 Leadership Retreat. We'll see you there. A few weeks ago, Ed Foreman and Erlene Vining held their final successful life course. So many people left that event feeling renewed and ready to take on anything. Well, I asked you who are going for feedback from that event, and I would like to read you one of the letters that came in. And this is from a young lady in France. Hello, Gin family. I hope you are having some terrific times. I am Christine Leclerc from Montreal, France. It touches Paris on the east side. As Joel Yeast asked in the last Gin Weekly Report, here are my comments on Ed Foreman and Erlene's successful life 3-day course that I had the honor and privilege to attend. Bruno Crezel, founder of Gin France, told me before going, after attending this seminar, you will never be the same again. And I thought, great, that's exactly what I want. But it was really more than I expected. First of all, the seminar was really well organized. The Canyon Inn in Spencer, Indiana stands in a beautiful place among the nature in McCormick's Creek State Park. The bedrooms were spacious and nice, and the food was great. And you know how the quality of food is important for French people. This seminar was fantastic. We learned a lot of stuff, always broken down into easy bits so that we could understand easily everything. With always something to laugh about so that the learning could be done in a relaxed way. I loved how interesting and interactive the lessons were. There was no chance to find yourself sleeping in your chair. So each one of us could feel involved naturally. The human feelings that were developed with the help of Ed and Erlene along the seminar were something great. I think that's what I loved best. You could almost touch the human love of our 70 people, friends in the group. That was the salt in the soup that makes the taste of the whole thing so amazing. It's really good to be among 70 positive people, smiling, sharing good information. What a rocket trip to higher vibrations. There were even some miracles. Ryan, who could hardly walk with 2 crutches at the beginning of the seminar, came on stage the last day with only one and walking almost straight. Wow. Paul, who couldn't speak in public at the beginning of the seminar, improved in an amazing way. And the list goes on. I have goosebumps just remembering those events. And the unexpected great gift. Blaine Aythorne, coming specially from Chicago to talk to us about what was going on in the world and how we should respond to it as Gin members. We felt so blessed. I didn't have any doubt about it, but that's when I realized in depth how lucky I was to have been exposed to this powerful club. At the end of his speech, I felt like my heart and my brain had doubled in volume and sharpness. Thank you, Blaine. Writing to you, I realized how blessed I have been to live this experience. Yes, I will never be the same again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheerful best regards to the whole GIN team. Christine Leclerc. Thank you, Christine. If you know Christine, give her recognition for this wonderful letter. And thank you for all who sent in praise about the successful life course. This week for the GIN Premier webinar, part 3 of Stacy Ramilia's Using Fear to Thrive. Learn the daily strategies you can use to feel more empowered and strive towards personal excellence. You can watch this and the entire 3-part series of Using Fear to Thrive starting this Saturday. Join Don Boyer and Brett Labott in Reno, Nevada on December 17th and 18th for the Public Speaking Professional Certification. Expand your communication skills with 2 amazing trainers. You can sign up at access.events. That's access.events, axs.events. And immediately following the Public Speaking Professional Certification, the next day on Saturday, there's going to be a Back to the Basics Success Mastery training from 9 to 5 p.m. That's on December 19th. Do not miss out on this amazing, powerful weekend. Again, it's the Public Speaking Professional Certification, Reno, Nevada, December 17th and 18th. Followed the next day by a Back to the Basics Success Mastery training. Register for that today because it's coming up in less than a week, just a couple of days. The other day, I was studying the GIN 8-step pattern for success, and it really resonated with me. Many people assume that when we're talking about the 8-step pattern for success, we're talking about selling something. But it doesn't have to be that way. See, it's about believing in something. And why is it important to believe in something? Now, the 8-step pattern for success, what do you think the most important step is? Well, really, it's up to you, right? It's a personal thing. So let's break it down. The 8-step pattern for success. Number 1, define your dream and get a burning desire for its achievement. This is one of the first things we learn in this club, right? And it seems easy. But does this sometimes get lost? Define your dream. Let's break that down. 3 words. Define your dream. Define. We learned that there are 3 ways to define your dream. There's very specific, general, and focus on the feeling. Figure out what you want. Then, when you get to a place where you know what you want and you've had time to think about it, go ahead and be specific. And then, focus on the feeling. That's step 1, 2, and 3. Next, your. Now, why is this important? Define your dream. Your. Define your dream. So many times you hear about people who have success, but they're living someone else's dream. This is where we have to look through what we want and realize that we're not living somebody else's dream. We're not doing what we think other people want for us. We have to figure out what's right for us. So what is your dream? Not anyone else's. Even if your intention is to help someone or even to be nice, the best way to help someone is to make yourself whole first. To be successful first is the first step in helping others. And lastly, dream. What is a dream? What is that burning desire? That's up to you. Figure out what you want. Step 2, make some commitments. I have a friend who won't reply to text messages if it's a question, a direct question. See, he doesn't want to commit to an answer. He doesn't want to miss out on anything. And personally, I'm not all for making a plan when I go on vacation or even a weekend. There's something fun about winging it, finding new things, finding new friends. But sometimes we're afraid to commit. Or we want to see something and just in case something better comes along. You know, there's that thing now that's popular, fear of missing out. Or sometimes we worry about what other people might think. There's a quote from the Bible. It's from the book of James. It says, "But above all things, my brothers, swear not, neither by heaven nor by earth, but let your yes be yes, and your no be no." Pretty powerful. Let your yes be your yes. You don't want to waste time in wavering or in having your word not be trusted. And honestly, when you get good at this, your life becomes easier. When you get what you want, because there are others who just wait for a decision to be made, and people respect you. And then they learn that if they do have an opinion, they also need to be decisive. You're kind of helping out the group. Number 3, use the product. Are you using gin? Yes, you're currently engaging in the weekly update. But what else are you doing? Are you going to the major events? Do you engage in a local chapter? Are you plugged in? Are you listening to the phone calls? Are you watching all of the updates? My grandfather was having a drink at his local pub several years ago, and a guy walked in who worked for a beer distributor. And that man, who didn't like his job and wasn't in the best mood, ordered a beer from a competitor, still wearing the label from that distribution. My grandfather said, "Well, I guess you don't like your job very much. So why do you work there?" Well, this man didn't have the most charitable things to say about my grandfather right then. But my Grandpa Coffee was right. If you love what you do and you believe in it, then use it. Don't be fake. Be real. Number 4, make a list of prospects. Many people get scared of this one. Well, my mom said this about gin, and my uncle said this about the events, because they've done it, they've been there before. Well, there is a reason why you love this club, right? If you enjoy what you do in gin, if you love the events, like I do, if you're plugged in, and you're working the progressive realization of a worthwhile dream, then people take notice. Make a list of the people who you would love to see in this club. Make it a dream board. But even if you aren't looking to promote gin, then use it in whatever you do. If you sell Girl Scout cookies, then figure out who would love Girl Scout cookies. Me. If you want to get people to go see your favorite band, figure out who would enjoy that band. Then figure out why. Get it? Number 5, show or share the plan. Well, if you're sharing gin, the best way to do this is to be as plugged into the system as you can, and then invite Blaine over to your house to deliver the message. That's not realistic, is it? Or, if you have the right notes and ideas and have the proper training, then feel free to share the plan in a membership overview meeting. Or, use the downloadable membership overview meeting video that Blaine Aythorne recovered. It's now available in French. That's an idea. How about number 6, follow up and follow through. Remember what Cavett Robert said about character. Character is the ability to follow through on a decision long after the excitement and emotion of the moment has passed. How many times have you been excited about something and then a thing happens? You get distracted. Or the person you're dealing with has something come up. Or any number of excuses or circumstances. Well, part of the success is helping people succeed. And part of succeeding is following up and following through. Remember, let your yes be yes. Number 7, start them off right. This is sort of a continuation of number 6. Start them off right. If you were teaching someone how to swim, It could be easy to show them directly to the high dive, even though that really has nothing to do with swimming, but it's near the water, right? So often in business, people will come in and think that they know everything. Just plug in their ideas and go. But smart people know that this doesn't work like that. If you run a restaurant and you want to be successful, you have to show them what you're all about. You don't hire a sushi chef at a pancake house. A Formula One driver knows everything about his car, right? Except that driver may know nothing about the engine or how to build an engine. But they're a car person. Well, there are many parts to a car. Don't make assumptions and start the people off right. Use the plan. If they come from a club that uses the law of attraction, there's a few of them out there, don't assume that they know a thing about the importance of our club, about attending a major event. Our club is special. Start them off right. More on that in a second. Number 8, the final one. Plug into the system. Plug into the system. This is not just about using the product. Plugging into the system is all of these in one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Plug into the system. Don Boyer says, get gin inside you. What do you think he means by that? He means immerse yourself in the club. Remember, there's a major difference between knowing something and knowing about something. Plug into the system. Go to the major events. Embrace the level training. No matter what level you're on, everybody goes at their own pace. Get to know the people in this club. Talk to the people who have been in gin and know this club, and ask them about it. Joe Mello knows how to plug into the system. Bob Shantz knows how to plug into the system. John and Michelle Hines, they know. Bruno Kurzel knows. Greg Rhodes, happy birthday, Greg. Greg Rhodes knows. Dave Boyven, Joshua Novi, Joanne Lysiak, Kim Ellis, all those people have been in gin and they know gin. Reach out to them. Give them the recognition that they deserve for being in this club. And then follow their lead. And lastly, know that this is not just about gin. Use these principles in your life. The 8-step pattern for success is so useful in so many ways. If you want to learn French or play the piano, if you want to succeed in business or know what kind of car to buy, the 8-step pattern for success can be manipulated as brilliant life and success lessons. I encourage you to use it to your advantage. A quick follow-up from last week, I told a story about the Schaefer Pen Company. And I was doing some research, and I noticed that I have the book, the author of this book, Les Giblin, actually worked for the Schaefer Pen Company. Just kind of interesting. So did my grandfather, the other grandfather. Well, that's it. That's the weekly update, and thank you for joining me for Friday, December 11th, 2015. We'll see you next week.